The train was late, the sky turned gray. I had the words but lost what to say. You were waiting by the willow tree, but I left my heart on empty street. So don't ask why I turned away. Some things just slip and drift astray. Love's not always loud or clean. Sometimes it hides in the stillness between. Your coat was red, the wind was light. I dreamed you homeward every night. Now silence hums where your voice had been, a ghost of what we might have seen. So don't ask why I turned away. Some things just slip and drift astray. Love's not always loud or clean. Sometimes it hides in the stillness between. I walk alone, but feel your trace, like moonlight warm in empty space. I won't forget what couldn't be. There's love inside the stillness, quietly.
Packed your bags with stars in your eyes. Said I'll come back when things settle down. You think love and dreams can walk the same line, but darling, you're clumsy with hearts and not just mine. You won't say goodbye, no, that's not your way. You're too kind to let the words slip and stray. So I guess it'll have to be me who says it's through. Even if walking away still leads me to you, I won't find a better man, I know. 'Cause you're the first I ever truly let go, the first I ever wished all joy and light. Even if I'm not part of that flight, I'll keep your songs in the quiet rain, your laugh, your touch, the sweet old pain. This isn't anger, this isn't regret, just love that knows when to forget. So take the sky and chase your flame. I'll whisper your name, but not lay blame. used to chase the highest stage, spotlights bright on every page, my name in lights from Rome to LA. I packed my bags for every flight, believed that stars would feel just right, but dreams can turn when hearts lose their way. Now I sing lullabies, not on TV, to a child who means the world to me. No red carpets, no encore calls, just tiny feet in quiet halls. I gave up crowds that sang along, but I chose this life, I chose this song. You walked in when I was gone, a girl consumed by chasing on. You said my voice was best at home. And when he came so small and new, the world grew wide but changed its hue. And I knew then I'd never roam. Now I sing lullabies, not on TV, to a child who means the world to me. No red carpets, no encore calls, just tiny feet in quiet halls. I gave up crowds that sang along, but I chose this life, I chose this song. Sometimes I hear a past life play in echoes of a younger day, but I don't cry for what is gone, the dream just changed. This one goes on, so when he asks what I became, I won't need fortune, lights, or fame. I'll say I could have chased the stars so long, but I chose this life, and I chose this song. She walks alone through the quiet street, dust in her shoes, dreams on repeat. The city hums, but she's far away, lost in the thoughts she won't let stay. A cup of tea, untouched and cold, the radio sings of stories old. She paints a smile she doesn't feel, in a world that rarely lets her heal. But oh, the moon still knows her name, softly lighting all her pain. And in the silence she can start a little waltz for a tired heart. Once she dreamed in colors bright, now she fades into the night. But something stirs beneath the gray, a breath of hope, a note to play.
still knows her name, softly lighting all her pain. And in the silence she can start a little for a tired heart. Why do you talk about names in schools as if time is yours to use? You speak of futures, skies and dreams when yours is fading far too soon. And now you say I was too good for you, like love was something you never deserved. You speak so softly, like it's kind, but don't you know how deep it hurts? Why do you tell me to forget your face, to find someone new to fill your place, as if a heart can just be rewound, as if I'd stop wanting you around? You call me strong, but that's not fair. You're the one who's never scared. You try to leave me with your grace, but I can't bear your quiet face. No one else would love my storms, no one else would stay this worn. You say someone else will take your hand, but you're the only one who ever dared. So don't you dare say it's for my good. Don't you dare say I should be happier when you are gone, because how do I live when half of me is gone? I was told I have a few months left to live. Guess I always knew what life had in store. Pain was the color I wore, like a skin, and joy just a story I never fit in. Then you appeared like a song in the night, and for once the world felt almost right. Too perfect, too kind, it scared me inside, like fate was just waiting to take back the light. So when the doctor said what I already knew, it just confirmed what I felt with you. You were too bright for someone like me, a borrowed dream too wild to be free. Now listen close, 'cause I won't be long. I want your laughter to carry on. Forget my name, let the tears dry. Live for the dawn, not for the goodbye. If someday you find a love that stays, don't feel guilty. Just walk in the rays. This isn't surrender. This is my peace, the kind that only comes with release. And if you ever smile on some quiet day, with sunlight spilling in a familiar way, just know a man once wished to leave the world watching you that way. We bought a cheap umbrella in the sudden rain, but we both got soaked all the same. I walked just a step behind you that night, afraid to speak, afraid to shine the light. If I had said it straight, maybe my heart wouldn't ache this way. Maybe things could have stayed. After see you, I called your name softly like it wouldn't break. Your laughter still echoes in my ears like high school days we held so dear. I keep pretending it was never love, but I hate the girl who hides enough. If I had said it straight, what would you have had to say? I'm stuck in the space between, where your name won't fade away, even when I look away. You disappeared into the crowd that day, and I turned away like it was okay. But maybe that moment, quiet and slow, was the last goodbye I'll ever know. If I had said it straight, would we have changed our fate? I don't need the answer now, but your name still finds a way to slip into my mouth somehow. We met again where stories tend to end. Old coffee shops, a smile you tried to defend. I had someone, and yet somehow something in your eyes broke through me now. He said, "You're kidding," though he knew I wasn't. I looked away like truth would burn. The words we needed lost their way. If he'd been brave or I had stayed, we were almost something, almost right, almost kissed beneath the light. Just one breath, one step, one honest trust could have changed it all. Almost us. I saw you walking down that street with someone laughing at your side. I stayed across and let you pass. Too far to touch, too close to hide. You were close enough to love, but far enough to lose. And maybe I should have said it first, but maybe you should have moved. We were almost something, almost true, the kind of love just out of you. If we had dared, if time had trust, we might have been more than almost us. Back when my legs could barely reach the chair, I watched her tie her apron, sunlight in her hair. She hummed a tune and stirred the pot. It wasn't much, but it meant a lot. Steam rising like a lullaby, my name called with a smile, no reason why. Just a simple dish, a childhood gold. In that warmth I was always whole. Now I'm standing in her place, wiping flour from my face. Little feet run through the hall. Dinner's ready, I softly call. It's not the taste, it's what it proves. A bowl full of love that I once knew. How did you make it? Can I learn to? My child asks with eyes so true. I laugh and kneel to meet their gaze. Let's cook it side by side someday. The world has changed, the years flew fast, but some flavors were meant to last. And when my takes that first bite, I see the little me in more This love gets served in something warm and true. Mandy 2, 3, 1. Happiness is only relative. Someone once told me that. Relative and fleeting, never really true. But holding you now, I swear it's not the same. This joy is solid and it carries your name. The world is colder than I wish you'd known. It rains on dreams and cuts where love should grow. But in this light, with your fingers wrapped in mine, I remember why we try, why we climb. One day I'll leave, that's how the story goes. A mother always walks ahead, that's what she knows. But promise me, when I am gone from sight, just live and be happier than I. When the world is loud and pulls you apart, find your rhythm, follow your heart. And if you ever long to see my face, it's written in your smile, my childhood's trace. This world is hard and it won't always bend, but moments like this, they carry us to the end. Don't let them fade when life turns gray. Remember this love, let it light your way. One day I'll leave, that's how the story goes. A mother always walks ahead, that's what she knows. But promise me, when I am gone from sight, just live and be happier than I. We were just friends, no lines to cross. Shared every joke, counted no cost. You called me late with nothing to say. I never thought I'd feel this way. It hit me slow, a quiet storm. A smile you gave felt strangely warm. But when I checked your latest post, her hand in yours, today. I played the friend, I wore the role, but love had snuck into my soul. I liked the photo, said congrats, smiled through the screen, and that was that. You'll never know what passed me by, a chance I missed, I can't deny. If only hearts had louder clocks to warn us when the moment knocks, I might have seen you clear and true before the world made me lose you. Too late to fall, too late to try. You're someone else's now, goodbye. But in my chest, your name will stay, the one I couldn't call mine someday. I found myself typing your name again. No contact saved, but my fingers still remember. The silence between us is heavy and clean, but memory doesn't fade with distance. Hope you're doing fine these days. Then paused, like I needed your permission to care. I could have said more, I could have said less, but what's the point if you're not there? This is the message I'll never send, a whisper that ends before it begins, just a ghost of a thought, unreal and thin, and I press back before it can mean nothing. I held my breath and stared a while, watched the words like fragile glass, then slowly let them disappear, as if erasing love from the past. This is the message I'll never send, a whisper that ends before it begins, just a ghost of a thought, unreal and thin, and I press back before it can mean thing. There's nothing now, just empty space. No hi, no I miss you, no trace, just me and a screen that's clean again, and a love I chose not to send. My friends all warn me you're better off alone. said he's trouble, the kind you should know. But rainy days don't lie. He asked, are you alright? And somehow that was all it took to crack the walls inside. I don't know why I stayed when reason walked away. He's not the one you bring home, not the kind who calls each day. But his silence felt like shelter. I was tired of the noise. Maybe love's not logic, maybe it's just a choice. He never gave me promises, not the sweet or gentle kind. But once he looked and saw me like no one else had tried. I laughed at all his chaos, I cried when he was gone. And every time I tried to leave, some part of me held on. I don't know why I stayed when reason walked away. He's not the one you bring home, not the kind who calls each day. But his silence felt like shelter, and I was tired of the noise. Maybe love's not logic, maybe it's just a choice. Maybe I mistook a moment for something deep and wide. Or maybe I just wanted to feel a little alive. Now when they ask what I saw in him, I don't know what to say. But on that rainy, broken Tuesday, he asked if I was okay. I don't know why I stayed when reason walked away. He's not the one you bring home, not the kind who calls each day. But his silence felt like shelter. I was tired of the noise. Maybe love's not logic, maybe it's just a choice. We never mark the day it began. No flowers, no trembling hands. Just one more night that turned to more. Now I wonder what we're doing this for. You hold my hand, you know my fears. We kiss like we've been close for years. But when you talk to friends, I'm unnamed, like love without a proper frame. Say the word just once is enough. Call me yours, I won't ask for much. Without that sound, it fades away, like I'm only in love halfway. Maybe I'm selfish, maybe I'm scared, but silence feels like I'm not really there. good to hear what I already know, to believe in us and let it show. So say it clear, not in disguise. No riddles, no shrinking eyes. Call me what I long to be, so I can finally believe I'm me with you. I still walk through the quiet aisles, though the world runs on screens and files. Everyone swipes, but I still turn pages, looking for something across the ages. You never said much, just smiled my way by the poetry shelf on Saturdays. We were never really you and me, but I liked who I was when you looked at me. More than a chime from a glowing phone, it's footsteps that make my heart feel known. If I hear them echo down this lane, I'll wonder if it might be you again. They say time moves and people fade, and memories blur like a photograph made. But in this shop where paper still sings, you feel like one of those timeless things. They moved the shelves since you were here, but I still drift that way each year. Something in me hopes you might appear, just reaching out for something near. More than a chime from a glowing phone, it's footsteps that make my heart feel known. If I hear them echo down this lane, I'll wonder if it might be you again. And if we meet in that same old space, I'll smile and say, you haven't changed. Even if it's just one more time, that would be enough for a heart like mine. We never spoke, not once, not yet, but your eyes, they're hard to forget. You'd look away, pretend to care about the clouds or empty air. I ended things the other night, no big fight, just no more light. I haven't told a single soul, but somehow I feel whole. If you'd say hello, just now, just here, I might not answer loud and clear, but something in the way you look could write a line in my new book. These chances never wait too long, by the time you blink they're gone. So if you'd say hello today, maybe I won't walk away. cafe, same empty chair. You stir your drink like no one's there. Maybe you don't know the change, but I've stepped off that losing stage. Don't compare me to someone past, just take your time, not too fast. All I ask is see me new as someone just beginning to. If you'd say hello just now, just here, I might not smile ear to ear. But if your voice could break this still, maybe my heart would start to feel. We don't get many in between. Most love comes fast or not at all. So if you'd say hello today, maybe I would let you stay. I'll go back to life, it's true. Maybe you will never move, but if you meet my eyes again, just wave, and I'll know what it meant. I saw you walking down our old street, your smile still dancing, your steps so light. But you weren't alone this time. She held your hand just right, and she looks right beside you, like you've always known her name. I wish I didn't notice, but nothing feels the same. I won't say I'm hurting, but I'd be lying if I smiled. She looks right beside you, and I'll just watch a while. You turned and laughed like you used to with me. She said something that made your eyes shine, and I remembered what we never said, but maybe it just wasn't our time. Maybe in another life we'd have walked that street side by side. But I won't chase what's passed me by. You found your light, and it's not mine. And she looks right beside you, like the story wrote itself. I'm not the one you needed, I just kept that thought to myself. No tears, just quiet footsteps as I leave this heart behind. She looks right beside you, and maybe that's just fine. You say, honey, with warmth in your voice, and I smile like I have no choice. I know I'm loved, I know I'm safe, but sometimes I miss my old first name. You used to say it late at night, like it was ours, just felt so right. Now I'm your home, your heart, your stay, but I was someone before this day. Call me by my name again, let it drift like soft champagne. Being your honey feels just fine, but say my name just one more time. I don't want less than what we share, this love we build with every care. But even in this golden light, there's a girl who still wants to shine. Call me by my name again, like a whisper through the rain. I'm your forever, true and kind, but I'm still me. Don't leave her behind. So hold me close and look my way, not just as honey, but who I am today. You gave me love, you gave me grace, but don't forget my name, my face.
You're tying your shoes all on your own, chasing sunlight on your way back home. Every giggle, every little fall feels like I've seen it all. You ask me, why do stars blink? You draw the sky in purple ink, and in your eyes the world's still new. I learn it again through you. I don't need grand or golden days, your tiny steps light up my way. And though the years may come and go, it's enough just watching you grow. There'll be good days, there'll be storms, you'll get your heart bruised and your courage worn. But every tear, every burst of light will help you find your own kind of right. So I'll hold this moment, soft and slow. With every breath I hope you know this life, so quiet and full of grace, feels like the perfect place. tiny steps light up my way. And though the years may come and go, it's enough just watching you grow. I'm grown now, I wear a tie, but look at me, nerves flutter, don't know why. This train hums like a song we knew, rattling forward to something true. Streaming's in, the world's move fast, but I brought a CD from the past. I owed you this since '05. Forgot to give it back, but hey, I kept it alive. Riding the rails to a younger time, memory skipping in 4/4 time. No map, no plan, just the beat of the track and the CD in my bag I forgot to give back. What if we still laugh the same? What if nothing's changed but the names? This childish grin won't go away. Even though I'm 30-something today, the doors will open, I'll wave and grin. You'll tease me for the CD I brought in, but maybe you'll smile, maybe you'll see some tracks never leave the heart, just like old CDs. What if we still laugh the same? What if nothing's changed but the names? This childish grin won't go away. Even though I'm 30-something today. We all began with fire in our eyes, open mics and dreams too big for the night. One day we'll all make it there, but one by one they left the air. Now I'm the name still on the list, mid-30s nerves I can't resist. The green room's loud with younger faces, but I've got their voices pushing me on. I'm not the last one, 'cause I leave, still chasing punchlines, I believe. They hung it up, they took their bows, but I'm still standing here somehow. Not for glory, not for fame, but for all of us who played the game. Tonight's not the end, it's just begun. I'm not the last one, I'm still the one. It's not a big hall, but the lights still blind. A tiny stage with a heavy line. My hands are shaking, my throat is dry, but I step out like it's do or die. Sometimes I hear their laughs in the wings, old friends, old bits, old worn out things. And I whisper, watch me now, I'm still here, I'll make you proud. I'm not the last one, 'cause I couldn't leave. Still chasing punchlines, I believe. They hung it up, they took their bows, but I'm still standing here somehow. Not for glory, not for fame, but for all of us who play the game. Tonight's not the end, it's just begun. I'm not the last one, I'm still one. Lights come up, crowds half asleep, but this moment is mine to keep. One more show, one more line, and I'm still reaching for the punchline.